Hi, welcome to EXS 518 for the fall 2019 semester. I'm really excited to be teaching you this semester, and I think we're going to learn a lot in regard to technology and how it's being used in healthcare today. So I'd like to take just a couple of minutes to tell you a little bit about myself and then go through the syllabus and point out some important parts in this document. I moved out to Arizona about 5 years ago from New York. I was a native New Yorker, lived there for 25 years actually after I went to college. And I miss it a little bit, but out here, it's sunny all the time and there's a lot of hiking and a lot of fitness outdoors. So it really does sort of, fit the bill for me and my family. But that being said, I've been teaching at LIU, including the 5 years I've been teaching online. I've been teaching at LIU for about 13 years. So I've taught this course for the past 5 years, had a great time teaching it, amazing students throughout, and we learned a lot. And as you know, technology is always sort of being updated, and we have to kind of stay current. So some of the things I'm going to have you look at are very current. Some of the things I'm going to have you look at are just a little bit more, I guess, in the past. But they still impact how we do things today. So I want to take just a couple of minutes to go over this syllabus and point out some of the really important points here. The first one is my email. I'd like you to email me at spirid@gmail.com. It's an email that I check every single day. I hardly ever check my LIU email, and I've actually heard that from students as well. But I will be very responsive if you email me at this particular address. So please put that somewhere where you're reminded that that is exactly where you want to send an email. There is no textbook in this class, but there are supplemental readings, and those will be readings that are usually in a PDF format, scientific articles, maybe some popular literature, maybe something, in the New York Times or Wall Street Journal or something like that, even websites or opinion pieces. So I will be including those throughout the course. I would like you to read the course objectives and also the description and delivery of the course on your own, but I will point out that the week or each week of this course will begin on Monday morning, really kind of Sunday 11:59, and it will end at 11:59 the following Sunday. So midnight to midnight is really what I'm looking at. And as you go through the class discussions at the bottom of the syllabus, you'll see that there are specific due dates for every single assignment, discussion, and any other content that's part of the course. Now, I've listed some expectations. Again, I'd like you to read through these on your own time, but I will point out there's what I expect from you. And the thing here that I think is most important is the management of your time. The difference in an online course, if you've never taken one, is how you manage your time. The reason being is you don't have to physically be in a classroom. So it's not like you're running to a physical location where you're going to be late or you're going to be early. It doesn't work that way. This is really giving you the time throughout the week to finish the assignments, the discussions, and any of the content that's part of the course. And that way you have to manage your own time. If you're having difficulty with doing that or understanding how to do it, please send me an email. I would be, glad to get on the phone with you, even on a conference call that's a video conference, and kind of walk you through it. I've been doing this a number of years, and I've seen a lot of students who are successful and some who are not. So I really want to emphasize the fact that management of time is extremely important. I also list here what your peers will expect from you, and you can read that on your own. And then what you can expect from me. A couple of things you can expect from me is I will be available on Zoom conference calls. I've pointed out 2 of them that we'll have as a class, but if you'd like to schedule something outside of those 2, I would be absolutely willing to do that. I will most likely reply to your email within 24 to 48 hours, if not sooner, but you have to email me at the email at the top of the syllabus, spirid@gmail.com. And I usually return your coursework within 3 days of you submitting it. Sometimes toward the end of the semester, it gets a little bit kind of backlogged in a sense, but putting in the due dates for all of the assignments and the content should help that. So that I'm not bombarded with, let's say, 100 papers at the end of of the semester. So I will get your grades back to you fairly quickly. Okay, a couple of things to mention here, discussing and or discussions and postings. There will be 4 discussions throughout this course, and I do expect you guys to participate in those discussions. And really the purpose of the discussion is to have a debate with your classmates and as well, and with me as well. But the discussions are really focused on issues and topics that will tend to get different opinions from different students. So people who are in different stages of their lives, either their parents or maybe they're working or maybe they're just students, people have different viewpoints, and it's very, very interesting to me to see how those viewpoints manifest themselves in a discussion. So I highly recommend that you are thoughtful in your posts, that you don't just post something that says, yeah, I agree, great point. That's not really what the discussion is. It's more of a debate. I really want to hear your thoughts. And many students throughout the years have backed up their thoughts with personal experiences, or just experiences that they know about, and those things really make the discussion rich and make the discussion kind of fun. So the discussions are up. The due dates I'll show you in a moment, but I did want to mention that about the posts and the discussions. We will have 2 online meetings. The first will be September 26th. It will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then in November, we will have another one at the same time. Those are, I believe, both Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. If you do have difficulty with those times, maybe you have a job and it's, kind of during that time, just let me know. But I would like everyone to try to participate, giving you ample notice as to when this is going to be. The discussion online will probably take about an hour, and if we could get everybody in the class, it's really fantastic to have 15 to 18 or so people online at the same time. Really creates kind of a classroom atmosphere. There will be a presentation during this course, and that presentation will normally be done in a PowerPoint format, although it doesn't have to be. You will be given your presentation topic in week 5, and what I'm asking you to do, and I will assign this to you, is I'm asking you to be either a salesperson for the topic or the content, a consumer for the topic or content, or a physician. So you're going to take one particular point of view and you're going to create a presentation around that topic with that point of view in mind. I also highly recommend that you go online to Blackboard and take a look at the presentation folder, and there's much more information about the presentation there. There'll be 2 tests, a midterm and a final, and you guys can take a look at the folder there. I believe there's a folder in Blackboard as well. Those tests will be online and ready to go at the time that they are given during the semester. Your assignments. Now, this is really important. So I'd rather you not wait to the last minute to submit something, because that really can be a problem for me as I get inundated with papers and other content, and it's a disservice to you because then you don't get your grades when you should be. So if you're a day late, you're going to get a half a grade off. That's an A to a B plus. If you're more than 2 days late, it'll go down a full grade. And then after 3 days, you'll get a C. And then if you don't hand it in, I'm going to give you a 0. And unless you have some kind of extenuating circumstance or a really great excuse, that 0 is going to stay in the grade book. As far as grades, these are the way they kind of work in terms of percentages. You can take a look at that later. And this is the grading scale for LIU graduate students. This is just some information about services that are provided by LIU. And I'd like to go now into our class discussions and assignments, and you'll see that for each class discussion and assignment, there is a topic of the week. There is also the date due for each assignment and discussion, the name of the assignment, the name of the discussion. and you can see that that kind of follows through the entire way. On September 26th, that's going to be our first conference call on Zoom. You already have the link here in the syllabus, so you shouldn't have a problem getting on. But I wanted to point that out to you, and as well on that week 5, I will be giving you your presentation topic. Midterm is going to be week 6, that's the week of October 14th, and then we continue through. The second conference call will be on November 14th, and then we continue through all the way to the final exam, which is the week of December 16th. Now, weekday classes end at LIU this semester on the 13th of December, so finals do begin on the 16th, and we'll be right on time if we kind of keep things going the way I've set it up. At the end of the syllabus, I want to point out that there are various rubrics. Rubrics are instruments that I use to grade, and I use this particular rubric to grade discussions and posts. I use this rubric to grade presentations. You'll notice that there are different point values that are given at each level. Advanced, proficient, not yet there, and not there at all. And in the presentation, there's also point values, not yet competent, competent, sophisticated. Read through this so that you know exactly how I'm grading, what I'm looking for, and that way you'll get a solid A in this class. The assignment rubric also has point values, and lastly, I am going to be grading the Zoom conference as well. Just to give you an idea, if you don't enter the discussion, you're going to get 1 point out of the total of 5 points. The max amount of points you can get on a Zoom conference call is 25 points. And it's fairly easy to get those 25 points. I'm looking for you to participate. That's all I want you to do. It's almost like raising your hand in class. That's what I'm looking for. So I hope this helps. I am going to be putting up some other videos, but this was really the welcome video, kind of telling you a little bit about me, a little bit about the class. The other welcome videos will be more specific as to how you use Blackboard, or the other videos, I apologize, will be more specific as to how you use Blackboard. But I do want to end it here. Technology in Health and Disease is a very, very interesting course. It requires a lot of critical thinking. It requires a lot of viewpoint, a lot of opinion, a lot of conviction. I know that you guys are going into professions that are either related to health, could be related to medicine, physical therapy, whatever it is. You are going to be dealing with technology in your profession. And it's a really good idea that you start now understanding how technology impacts healthcare. So I'm really excited to start teaching this course this semester. I look forward to meeting all of you. And again, if you have any questions, please send me an email at this email, spirad@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening, and I will speak to you soon.